My name is Alyssa, and I'm an American photographer living in Rome. In this series, I'm exploring Italy with my beautiful mom on an exciting 10-day trip through some of the most stunning and culturally rich destinations in the country. From discovering new foods to visiting breathtaking cathedrals, you'll get a chance to experience Italy through our eyes. So, welcome to the vlog. Please subscribe and join us on this journey through Italy. Ciao! If you saw last week's video, you know that our last night in Siena came to a surprising end with an earthquake. No one was harmed and there was no damage done, but nevertheless it was pretty scary. We kept feeling earthquakes all night long, so we packed our bags, didn't sleep much, and as soon as the sun came up, we got on an earlier train to our next destination, Florence. We were able to check into our hotel early, thankfully, and so we went out for a little walk. We were so lucky to be staying right by the cathedral, and as we walked past, we noticed there was no line to get inside. I've been to Florence so many times and have actually never been inside before, usually because the line to get in wraps all the way around the piazza. But today we were very lucky and we walked straight through the front doors without having to wait in any line. The Florence Cathedral is a Renaissance masterpiece and probably the most famous building of Florence. It is most well known for its iconic dome designed by the Renaissance architect Filippo Brunelleschi. This dome is the largest masonry dome in the world and is still the largest brick dome ever constructed. Construction of the dome began in 1420 and took 16 years to complete. It really is incredible that this was built 600 years ago and it's still standing and it's still unmatched by modern architecture. The interior of the dome was painted by an artist named Giorgio Vasari in 1572 through 1579. The painting is a beautiful example of Renaissance art, and he painted with a fresco technique using bright colors to create a vivid and detailed scene. The fresco depicts the Last Judgment and was inspired by Michelangelo's work at the Sistine Chapel. The rest of the cathedral was surprisingly simple, and we just felt so lucky to be able to see it without any crowds. After this, we went for a little walk around some of the main areas in the city, and we kept finding the famous and cute little wine windows all over the place. Have you heard about these? The windows were originally installed in the 15th century to provide a convenient way for the citizens of Florence to purchase wine without having to leave their homes. Despite popular belief, they are actually not related to the plague, as they were installed before the plague reached Florence in the 16th century. However, during recent years with COVID restrictions, some restaurants opened their wine windows again and used it to serve drinks during times of social distancing. We went to see the famous 500-year-old bronze boar and rubbed its snout for good luck. It was originally made for the Medici family, the ruling dynasty of Florence at the time, and it was meant to be a symbol of their power and strength. They say that the head of the boar was modeled after a famous wild boar that had been killed in the area in 1551, and today the statue represents the strength and courage of the Florentines and has become a symbol of the city's resilience in the face of adversity. Hello friends, good morning. Today we are going to be visiting the museum that houses the statue of David. We actually have to go right now because we're running a little bit late. And after that we might walk around a little bit, see some more churches. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for clicking on this video, and let's go start our day in Florence. You ready?
I'm ready.
Andiamo! statue of David is one of the most iconic sculptures of the Renaissance, created by the famous artist you already know, Michelangelo. It is a marble sculpture of the biblical hero David standing over 17 feet tall. Commissioned by the Medici family in 1501, Michelangelo worked on it for 3 years until it was completed in 1504. It is a masterpiece of Renaissance art, and it has become an iconic symbol of Florence. The David is now housed in the Galleria dell'Accademia and is one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city. Because it's so popular, I suggest you book your tickets online in advance. Florence is home to some of Italy's most famous and vibrant markets. From the oldest and most famous open-air market, the Mercato Centrale, to the bustling San Lorenzo market, Florence has a wide selection of markets to explore. You can find a variety of items from clothing and souvenirs to leather goods and jewelry, and if you go to Mercato Centrale, you can find so many good things to eat, from fresh fruits and vegetables, Italian specialties like cheese, cured meats, olives, as well as pasta, bread, pizza, other bakery items. In addition, you can find a wide selection of wines and spirits, along with handmade crafts, souvenirs, and antiques. If you didn't know, Florence is known as the center of Italian leather goods production. This tradition has been in place since the 14th century, and Florence is considered one of the most important centers of leather production in the world. Leather goods have been produced in Florence since the Middle Ages, and Florence is home to the oldest leather market in Europe. Because of this, my mom wanted to treat herself to a nice leather jacket. We found our new friend here and got a pretty good deal. Very good.
This is good. I like it. Smile.
What's your name?
Stefano.
Stefano.
I'm originally Moroccan. Hey, buongiorno. This is the beautiful girls. I meet them. They are so beautiful and they love my coat and my stuff. And I hope they come back with the beautiful family all together.
You should come back to the shop
I'm very happy. I love this family. I love money, but I love them more.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. The Church of Santa Maria Novella was built in the 13th century and is one of the largest churches in the city. The church has a unique facade, and the interior has a series of frescoes painted by famous artists such as Giotto and Ghirlandaio. It really is such a large complex, and you can visit several different cloisters once inside. had lunch. We stopped at an Indian restaurant that I really like. I figured maybe if you were coming to Florence, you wanted Italian food, not Indian food, but it's called Royal India in case you're interested. Now we're gonna walk toward the Ponte Vecchio. My mom really wants to try to find pearls. We couldn't find any at the market earlier. And then we're probably gonna try to catch the sunset up at Piazzale Michelangelo. So I think we're ready to go. Let's go. The Ponte Vecchio is one of the oldest bridges in the city, dating back to 1345. It is famous for its unique design with a series of shops and houses built along both sides of the bridge. These shops were originally used as butcher shops and fishmongers, but since 1593 they have mostly been jewelry stores. During World War II, the Germans destroyed most of the bridges in Florence, but they spared the Ponte Vecchio due to its historic importance. I also learned a fun fact about the Ponte Vecchio. There is a secret passageway located above the Ponte Vecchio called the Vasari Corridor. It was constructed in 1565 by the influential Renaissance artist and architect Giorgio Vasari, the same one who painted the inside of Brunelleschi's dome, for the Medici family. They wanted a safe route for them to be able to travel between the Uffizi Gallery and the Pitti Palace across the river. It contains numerous pieces of art, including frescoes and tapestries, and has been used by so many famous people throughout its history, including the Medici family, Queen Christina of Sweden, Napoleon, Dante Alighieri, Michelangelo, Lord Byron, and even Adolf Hitler. Anyway, the Ponte Vecchio is one of the most iconic symbols of Florence and is a popular tourist attraction. You definitely have to walk across it and look at all the window displays. If you want a breathtaking view of the city, you have to go to Piazzale Michelangelo. It is a very popular tourist spot because of the iconic view, and it's really the perfect spot to watch the sunset. Today, there are some carts that sell very overpriced drinks, and in the high season, there is a bar where you can sit down and get a cocktail with the view. It can get very crowded, so get here early if you want a good spot. For today's video, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and stay tuned for next week's video where we explore the amazing city of Bologna with a local. We'll see you then. Ciao friends. Ciao.